Hey Andy, Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks for chatting with me last week. I'm shooting this video to show you how your business stacks up against your competition online and to give you some steps you can take to improve things. Now, as Google crawls the web, it really is looking for three things: content, citations, and backlinks. So those are the things that I'm going to talk about today. Now, when I'm talking about content, I'm really just referring to the words and images on your site. Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of minimum on the page, and it really gives them a good idea, or the algorithm a good idea of what you do and where you are. So the amount really depends on the competition and the number of keywords needed. So a keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. Your content is what allows you to really let Google know what you want to be found for. And, by placing those keywords all throughout your page, you tell Google exactly what kind of people might be interested in your service. So in your case, you do home maintenance, you do handyman kind of services. So you want to make sure that you are telling Google that, as well as your location and where you do that work, so that it can let users know you exist. Now, I've got your website pulled up here, and I really love all the pictures you have of your work. That's awesome. But what is not there, or what I didn't find, really is any content. So Google is going to have a hard time figuring out what users to send you. Now, I did a quick Google search for home maintenance, Gainesville, Florida. And you can see that what comes up first is a map result. We call this the map pack right here. More and more users are using these maps, and because it's super user friendly. They can find what they need pretty quickly and see how close it is to them. So you definitely want to be in the top 3 of this at all possible. How you get there is, first of all, of course, you have to have a Google Business Page profile. You need to make sure that it is completely filled out as much as possible. So completely and correctly filled out and optimized for the search engines. And the third thing is you want to have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. So Yelp, Yellow Pages, etc. The more times you do that, the more power you give to your profile. Now, every time that happens, every time you list your name, address, and phone number in the exact same format on a directory, it is considered a citation. The idea is that as your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet, the larger that online presence is, the more Google trusts you. Now, below the map pack is what we have, what we call the organics. So the organics just simply means not paid. And you really want to be in the top 3 here as well. So when I started looking for a competition to compare you against, I don't count these directories. So Angie's is a directory, so is Yelp, so is Home Advisor. So the first real competition that I found for you, the top competition, is writehandymanservices.com. And then this is more of a program rather than a specific company doing the maintenance. So then I decided to choose gainesvillerestoration.com, Gainesville Handyman Services, to compare you against. So when I looked at these guys, so here's the first one, Gainesville Restoration. They do have some content, but they're not hitting that threshold either. And then here is the Right Handyman. He also has some content, but again, not really reaching that threshold that Google likes to see. So that's some area that you could easily beat them in. Now, the other thing I do when I am looking at a website and trying to analyze it, I use a tool called RS, and this gives me some insight about the page. So for you, I can see right away that you are not registering for any keywords, which of course makes complete sense because there's not a lot of content on the page. But let's take a look at Gainesville Handyman. So for them, they are actually being found for 337 keywords, and they are getting about 560-ish unique visitors per month. And for Handyman, or the Right Handyman, they are also getting some good traffic. Sorry, I'd already kind of drilled down. They're getting 116 people coming into their site per month. And they're being found for 33 keywords. So let's drill down and take a look at that. So I can tell that this Handyman Gainesville, Florida search term is actually being searched 400 times per month. Well, these guys are in the number 3 position for that, which means they are getting 43 unique visitors per month. And if I look at the restoration for that same thing, I believe they are position 8 for that same term. Yep, position 8. So even though they're not in the top 3, they're still getting 14 visitors per month on average for that. So that's one of the things that I look at. The other thing is there is a backlink profile. So what is a backlink? All a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another via clickable or hyperlinked text. So these links act like endorsements to your website from others, which Google uses to build trust in your business by seeing other businesses vouch for you. So it's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins, people, But not all links are created equal, so you really need to make sure that the links that you get are relevant to your industry. And also local websites will work best too. That gives you just more power. So Google calculates kind of based on a whole number of factors how strong your backlink profile is using those kind of criteria. So if I look at your website, I can see that you are not registering as far as a calculation goes right here. And so these UR and DR numbers are something that I would use to compare websites. You do have a couple of websites linking back to you, but you're not registering really as a profile strength yet. So each one of these numbers is on a scale from 0 to 100. UR being more about kind of a trust level and DR being more of a power level. So let's take a look at what the Gainesville Handyman set has. And right now they are at a 4 and an 8. So, but they've got a lot of domains coming in. But what I really use, because it doesn't so much matter how many backlinks you have, the quality of it matters. And so they're starting to creep up there. They've got a 4 and an 8. And the other thing is you want to look and see how close these are, like how trustworthy and powerful are you. And we really like to see these numbers as close to each other as possible, because what we call that golden ratio is a 1. So 4 and 8, not too far apart. Let's take a look at the right handyman. Let me go back, take a look at their backlink profile. And you can see that they're at a 5 related to trust and about a 0.7 related to power. So they're also working on that. So that is the other area that I would definitely look at. So as that content, your citations, and your backlinks all start to come together, you will begin ranking higher and higher, and more customers will find you. So I hope this was helpful. If you find yourself wanting more, or just to see how you can scale as far as you want, feel free to reach out and I can help you with that. Get some more information, and we could talk about kind of what your goals are for AOK and how I could do some research and see what exactly might be realistic for your business and what it might take to get to those goals. I hope this was helpful. Look forward to your feedback. Again, my name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Feel free to reach out. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching.